What's up, guys? Welcome to Equals and Alternatives, episode 38. I'm your host, Mike Vacanti. I'm tired. I'm about to go to sleep, but first, I'm filming this episode where we will review Jif peanut butter. I changed gyms today, which I'm very excited about, and I wanted to tell you guys before we get into the show. I was getting sick of. I was drained. I wasn't enjoying my workouts. I was at a commercial gym, New York Sports Club. They're all over the city, but there isn't one close to my new apartment really. And I heard this girl told me about this gym she trains at, which happens to be one avenue away from where I live, literally a 1.5 minute walk. And it's super cheap for one, and it's a basement type old gym, like a little bit rusty weights, heavy bag in the corner, like bodybuilder pictures on the walls, and like 30. I went and toured it, and during prime time, it was, what's it called? City Center Gym. It's a non-chain. It was very bro. There was a good amount of juice head dudes who I kind of like training around just because it's a fun and different atmosphere. And then a pretty eclectic group other than that. A little bit of power lifters, like a good amount of beginners, pretty packed cardio section. It's fun. I'm excited about it. But now we're going to talk about peanut butter. What do you think of this zoomed in thing I'm doing right now, by the way? It's just kind of, I didn't feel like setting up the whole table apparatus. So when I walk through a grocery store and I see reduced fat peanut butter, I would have bet my life, like I would have bet a significant portion of all of my money at 50-50 that this has more calories. Like, you reduce fat, yeah, maybe you're compensating in some way, but this is going to be a better option if we're looking for weight loss, all else equal, etc. And it's crazy to me. I literally 4 days ago walked by and I looked. It's like, wow, both of these have 190 calories per serving. That's crazy. And it's because, obviously, if we reduce fat and we want to keep taste okay, we have to adjust sodium, we have to add artificial sweetener, or bump carbs, which is what Jif did here. Now, the crazy thing about this is that I believe, I don't have any science to back this up, but if someone is eating low-fat X or any kind of modified, make it healthier, not necessarily low-fat, but just any kind of healthier version of something, there's a tendency to think you can get away with eating more of that if you're not tracking, if you're not paying super close attention to your calories and macros, but just eating intuitively. Oh, this is low fat, or I'm trying to think of another example, but I'm kind of blanking right now. But you think you can get away with eating more because it's healthier. Kind of like those Asahi chocolate berries that we reviewed. Like, because they don't feel as much like candy, I feel like I can eat a few more of them than if I was eating a Milky Way bar, right? And that's it. Like that's the whole game right here. These are equal. Like, this reduced fat, yes, it has 12 grams of fat. This has 16 grams of fat. But we need to pay attention to everything else that's going on the label back here, and not fall for what's going on in the front of this thing. Okay? I have a feeling a lot of you are going to dislike the alternative, but let's think about this. If you are having peanut butter, how would we sub this out? If you're putting it in your oatmeal, if you're having let's say you're having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Well, yeah, the alternative could be a turkey sandwich, but I don't think that's groundbreaking or revolutionary, or that those are even really interchangeable. Like, if you're gonna have peanut butter, have either one of these, and maybe that means you don't get to have guac in your burrito bowl later in the day, but like some sacrifices are gonna have to happen to have a fatty food like this. It's funny, when I say fatty food, it makes me think of this old boss I had when I worked at the Edina pool. She was the assistant manager, and she annoyed the shit out of me. But she would always say, like, yeah, I'm so low energy, I need protein, and so I'm going for peanut butter because it's my high protein, high energy snack. And I was just like, oh, like I couldn't really, I wasn't in a position to talk back because she was like kind of a power trip type girl, and if I wouldn't have had control over setting up the rotation and who I got to bump and hang out with while we were lifeguarding that day. But it's like, one, this isn't high protein. 7 grams of protein, 190 calories, 28 of those calories come from protein, not a high protein food. 2, if it was high protein, yes, I get that all macronutrients are technically energy, but protein isn't an efficient energy source by any means. That would be carbohydrates that you would want. But regardless, not high protein, high fat. Here's our alternative. I'll show you even though you might not like it. Eat stuff that you enjoy, okay? And if you want to have PB2, which is powdered peanut butter, which I think I've actually only tried twice in my life and I don't love the taste of, and it has 1.5 grams of fat and 5 grams of carbs, and if you want to do that, cool. If you want to have Walden Farms syrups instead of regular syrup because it's sugar-free, cool. But even though I believe that having control over your calorie and macro intake is the most effective thing you can do to change your body, I'm still not completely weighing Pop-Tarts, guys. You know that. Like, you know that given the choice of having 12 Diet Cokes a day or drinking water, like, I'm obviously going to tell you to drink water because I do think that massive quantities of artificial sweeteners is probably a bad thing. So let's practice a little bit of common sense with sugar-free alternatives, okay? But obviously this isn't healthy, so that's not what I'm saying. But if you're gonna have something, if you're gonna put it on, make it a cheat day, make it a cheat meal or a free meal or whatever you want to call it, or make it fit your day. I actually just started like a lean gains type program where I'm trying to add a little bit more size without adding body fat. So my macros, they're on the board over there. 180 protein, 435 carbs, 75 fat training day, 208 protein, 200 carb, 85 fat rest day. And last night I had a big bowl of oatmeal and I got to put like 2.5 or 3 tablespoons of this in there for 18 grams of fat or whatever it was. Question of the day. Question of the day. Where do you train? What type of gym is it? What's the name of it? What's it like there? Why do you train there? Is it location? Is it price? Is it a cool vibe? Is it a combination of those things? Is it the atmosphere, or the groups, or the classes? Tell me about it. All right, guys. Remember, your body's still counting macros even if you're not.